Hey guys, it's Kara from iStampin.com. Thanks for joining me today. Today I have this absolutely beautiful but extremely simple card to show you today. If you can make that out, this is a copper embossed dragonfly, and I'm going to show you how I made that. It's very simple. The stamp set that I'm using today is the Dragonfly Dreams set that you can find in our Occasions catalog. And then the way that I cut out the dragonfly was using the coordinating thinlits that you can actually get as a bundle. So if you purchase the stamp set along with the thinlits, and you can see those right here, the detailed dragonfly thinlits, you will actually save 10%. So you can see that we've got a few different sizes of the dragonflies, a little bumblebee, and then this little cluster of dragonflies right there. But let me show you how I did this. It's like I said, it's super easy, and I know you're going to love it. Now for the card that I'm going to demonstrate on camera, I'm changing it up a little bit. The first thing I want to show you is the designer series paper. So you can see here it's a nice, very tone-on-tone background paper. This is coming from our Falling in Love collection, which is in the Occasions catalog. And I showed this to you before, but I thought that I would highlight it again. It's got some beautiful lace, beautiful bokeh, some really pretty, this is just like a little crosshatch, just a very classic graphic design. Some really pretty nature paper, and then almost like a little dandelion, and that's some more beautiful lace. And then this kind of reminds me of our new Texture Impressions folder, the Falling Petals, and then some pretty floral, and then some more bokeh. So the colors in this collection are Blushing Bright, Sahara Sand, Soft Sky, Sweet Sugar Plum, and Very Vanilla. So for the card base, I created my own note card using Sahara Sand. And the way that you do this is you'll just cut a piece of regular cardstock, just get your 8.5 by 11 sheet of Sahara Sand, and you're going to cut this down to 7 by 5, and then you're going to score that at 3.5. And then what I did is I cut a piece of designer series paper. This is just a 1/4 inch smaller, so this measures 4 3/4 by 3 1/4. So I'm just going to adhere that onto the card base using snail. And I want to give a shout out to my 2 new team members. They joined me last week. I'm so excited to have y'all. And I hope that you have gotten your starter kit. I can't wait to hear all about it. And if you're curious about our starter kit, comment below and I'll reach out to you. All right, so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually stamp the sentiment right here on the designer series paper, and I'm going to do the sentiment that says enjoy your special day. And the nice thing about the stamp set is that it gives you messages to stamp inside the card as well. That's always nice. Sometimes people struggle with what to write on the inside, so that should be really helpful. So I'm using our Memento Tuxedo black ink and just inking that up. When I use photopolymer stamps, I like to have a little cushion behind me. And that's just going to go down here in the bottom left corner. Just like that. So the next thing that you're going to want to do is just to get a scratch piece of Sahara Sand. This measures like 4 by 3 3/4. And then you'll want to get your dragonfly image, and I'm going to be using Versamark ink to do the heat embossing. So what you'll want to do is just, what I like to do, because it is a large image, is to turn it upside down, and I like to bring the ink pad to the stamp. Now, because of it being a large image, you do want to make sure that you get good coverage here in the middle. And then because we are heat embossing, I like to use my embossing buddy, and this just helps alleviate any static that may be on the paper. And then I'm just going to stamp this right here in the center of the cardstock. And I'm giving it a pretty good press. I'm kind of wiggling it back and forth just to make sure that I'm going to get a good image. Perfect. All right, so what I have next is a little powder tray that catches all my embossing powder. And then this is our copper embossing powder. And I'm just going to sprinkle it right on top. And then I'm just going to kind of bend the cardstock and let that funnel back into the container. And then if I didn't get good coverage, I can just sprinkle on there again. And I like to tap the back just to make sure I got all that excess powder. Okay, that looks good. And so next I'm going to show you how I heat emboss. I love doing this. It's fun. Every time I do it, I just get the biggest satisfaction because it's so pretty to see the embossing powder melt. It's like magic. I'm going to get a little bit closer so that you can see this. So this is our heat tool. You'll notice that it has two settings. For cardstock, you want to use the second setting. If you like to emboss on vellum, you'll just want to use the first setting. All right, so it shouldn't take long to do this, but I'll let you see the magic. And it's as easy as that. Isn't that beautiful? All right, so what you'll want to do next is to go ahead and get out your detailed Dragonfly Thinlits again. And you're going to want to get the solid Thinlit. And then take this over to your Big Shot and cut this out. Okay, and you're going to want to carefully remove this because there are some thin pieces to this, like the tail especially, so you just want to be gentle when you're popping that out. And that's what it looks like when you cut it out. It's just beautiful. All right, so we're going to bring our card back in. So I'm going to attach it up here at the top where it kind of gives the impression that the dragonfly is just flying around. And I'm going to adhere this using our glue dots. And really you just need just a few. So I'm going to put one right here in the center of the body, and then one on each wing, but kind of close to the body, because I want the wings to be a little free so that I can kind of pop them up, just like that. You could even layer, you know, if you wanted to layer the butterfly, or the dragonfly, excuse me, with some vellum underneath, just to give it you know, some more texture, you know, possibly even layering it on top of the dragonfly. But I don't know, that may take away the beautiful embossing that we just did. And just to finish it off, I'm going to use our basic pearls. I'm going to use a combination of the tiny pearls, the littlest ones that are on this sheet, and then the medium size. So I'm going to do 2 of the tiny pearls here at the top, and then 1 medium size, about like that. And then I'm going to use 1 little tiny one and just down here in the bottom. And then that's it. It's all done. So let me show you the first one that I made so you can decide which one you like best. This one is using the Sahara Sand. This one is using the Blushing Bride cardstock. So I did the exact same thing. I created my own note card just like I did with the Sahara Sand. So So let me know which version you like better, the first or the second one. All right, guys, well, I hope you liked today's project. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Head on over to my blog. You can find out more details, and all of the products that I used today are linked below. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.